Chapter 41 I'm Not a Human. I am a swan. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Edited content, Chapter 41, I'm Not Human. I'm a swan. What do you want? Yes, I do. Chen Changfeng looked the giant emerald swan up and down, a feeling stirring within him. It was such a graceful creature, 570,000 years old star, this bloodline has to be stronger than Hulaina and the others, right? If she gets pregnant, her evolution speed will skyrocket, there's hope to overcome the tribulation again, and if she's pregnant for 10 months, won't the reward be doubled after the baby is born? I can't wait. Surrender to me. Chen Changfeng cut right to the chase. Be reasonable. If you surrender, I'll let those 3 go. Otherwise, they die. Choose. The emerald swan shuddered, eyes wide with disbelief. What did you say? You're asking for it. Sky-ripping claws. Before the emerald swan could even react, the hot-headed dark gold dreadclaw bear exploded. The emerald swan was the lucky star of the entire Star Doe forest, admired by all. How could it possibly surrender to a wolf-type soul beast? He couldn't stand for it. A powerful surge of energy erupted from Mr. Bear, his eyes glowed crimson, and the dark gold light intensified, swelling his already huge body to 100 meters tall. He threw his massive arms wide and roared at the sky. A dark gold claw shot directly at Chen Changfeng. The raw power caused space to crack and flicker where the terrifying claw passed. The sky-splitting claw's force distorted the air around it. Crushing down on Chen Changfeng, the dark gold dreadclaw bear put everything he had into that claw. It was a claw that had once injured the beast god, Ditian. Even though Ditian had ultimately thrashed him, few soul beasts in the Star Doe forest dared to face his claw head-on. Chen Changfeng's gaze didn't waver as the sky-splitting claw hurtled toward him, a head-on collision. Exactly what he wanted. Chen Changfeng intended to defeat this guy outright and crush him completely. He understood the principle of killing the chicken to scare the monkey. In an instant, he unleashed the ultimate dual attributes of thunder and fire. A fire-thunder wolf king, radiating intense destructive energy, materialized. Flames and lightning filled the sky. These were Chen Changfeng's strongest offensive attributes. Either one alone could hold its own against the dark gold dreadclaw bear, but he wanted to crush him, so he decided to fuse them. There were risks involved, but if the fusion succeeded, the power wouldn't just be 1 + 1, it would grow exponentially. Like a martial soul fusion skill, Chen Changfeng had used attribute fusion before, against the golden holy dragon, but that was just a fusion of soul power. This time, it was a true attribute fusion, like a human's martial soul fusion skill, and influenced by the golden holy dragon. Boom. Thunder ignited fire. Fire consumed thunder. Chen Changfeng felt like his body was about to explode. Attribute fusion was no joke. A moment's carelessness could cause irreversible damage, so it had to be released. The dark gold dreadclaw bear felt a daze, sensing that Chen Changfeng had far surpassed his cultivation. An overwhelming pressure. Chen Changfeng concentrated the thunder and fire into his wolf claws, and struck cleanly and directly. Everything around him was engulfed by the power of the claw, and space itself shattered. Boom. Sky-shredding claws and wolf claws collided in a burst of fierce sparks. Then, before the eyes of the astonished beasts, the sky-tearing claw shattered into pieces, powerful shockwaves swept outward, and terrifying energy exploded. The dark gold dreadclaw bear's pupils shrank as he watched the fire-thunder wolf claws growing larger in his vision. Mr. Bear! Watch out! 3 cries rang out at once, including the 10,000 Demon King, Bibi, and the Red King who had just crawled out of the lake. But it was too late. Boom. With a deafening roar, the wolf claws infused with fire and thunder slammed into the dark gold dreadclaw bear's chest and detonated. Fire and thunder, overload. The nearly 100-meter reminder of the dark gold dreadclaw bear was instantly blown away, crushing countless trees. After a few feeble twitches, the dark gold dreadclaw bear crashed to the ground, landing on its back with a resounding thud. 5 gashes, nearly 30 meters long, ran across its chest. Not only were the bones shattered, but thunder and fire continued to writhe within the wounds. Deflagration. The dark gold dreadclaw bear's body was charred black. Shock. The 10,000 Demon King and the Red King were speechless. Mr. Bear's strongest attack was easily shattered and almost killed by the opponent's claw. The Emerald Swan's healing light washed over the dark gold Dreadclaw Bear again, but this time it was not as effective. The fused thunder and fire continued to disrupt the healing, reducing the effectiveness of Brigitte's healing to 1/10 of what it was before. One more blow, and even she couldn't save him. Seeing Mr. Bear defeated, the 10,000 Demon King and the Red King exchanged glances and fled in opposite directions. They had their own territories within the Star Doe forest. Unless Gu Yuna was here, no one would fight for another giant beast. They couldn't win. If you can't fight, you run. Just don't invade the Lake of Life again in the future. You think you can run? Chen Changfeng would be embarrassed if they lost and ran away. Just as the two ferocious beasts were gaining distance, two abyssal vortexes appeared out of nowhere, followed by an immensely powerful suction force that pulled them in before they could react. For a split second, they saw the Wolf King, cloaked in dark energy. Swallowed by the abyss. Before Brigitte could finish healing Mr. Bear, a black vortex, 100 meters wide, opened above her head. The next second, the badly injured dark gold Dreadclaw Bear was sucked in, ultimately vanishing in a point of light. Where did you take them? Finally seeing Chen Changfeng's true power, Bai Ji asked, trembling, I surrender. The Lord once said that 100,000-year soul beasts are the destiny of the Star Doe forest. Please don't hurt them. The Lord? Silver Dragon King, Gu Yuna, Chen Changfeng scoffed. So, you came to make trouble for me, and you didn't hurt them. But now, after I've subdued them, you tell me not to hurt them? That doesn't make sense. I surrender to you. Brigitte said helplessly. Didn't you say that if I surrendered, you wouldn't make things difficult for them? I did say that, but that was then. I've changed my mind. Chen Changfeng studied the emerald swan from top to bottom. Will you help me have a child? If you promise, I'll release them. What? Brigitte's voice jumped 8 octaves. Are you crazy? I'm not human, I'm a swan. Give some support to those who pass by, give monthly passes, recommendations and rewards, and give a little charity. Chapter 42 Beast. Worse than any beast. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 42, Animal. Worse than any animal. It's a swan. Even though both are 100,000-year soul beasts, his opponent is a wolf, different species. Not only did this swan surrender to him, but she even bore him a child. This is messed up. Totally messed up. After the initial shock, Brigitte gradually calmed down. This kind of thing had happened before. There was precedent, like the Ice and Snow Emperors up north, two of the most ferocious beasts of all, the Ice Emperor, a scorpion whose human form is that of a little girl, and the Snow Emperor, the Ice Sky Snow Girl who looks like a queen. They were two beautiful and ferocious beasts from the far north. The Ice Emperor had always been fond of the Snow Emperor. Even though they were the same sex, they were spiritually connected and inseparable. After hundreds of thousands of years, it was a form of spiritual love. Do you want to merge souls with me? Brigitte asked, staring blankly at Chen Changfeng in the air. Nah. Chen Changfeng smiled, transforming from the air into a human. Soul merging is what the Ice and Snow Emperors do. We're different genders. You're a female swan. What kind of soul merge are you even thinking about? What do you mean by that? Brigitte's voice trembled. Chen Changfeng didn't hide anything, a strange smile spreading across his face. In terms of bloodline, he'd now confirmed Jade Heaven was the mother of the child. I know you can take human form, so I won't repeat what I said earlier. I'm giving you two choices. One is you actively help me have this baby. Once I've had this baby, I can let those 3 go to protect the Lake of Life, and give them a chance to be the uncles of my kids. The other is you passively help me have a baby, and then I devour those 3. Coercion and threats were Chen Changfeng's go-to moves. Humans had weaknesses, and so did soul beasts. Animal nature, it was perfect for exploiting kind-hearted Brigitte. Those 3 dared to ambush him. If they weren't useful, he'd have killed them. just like De Ming and Erming without hesitation, wolf nature. Pure wolf nature, that was the fundamental reason Chen Changfeng would establish himself in both the human and soul beast worlds, who has the hardest time making it. An honest person with strength, morals, and principles, he rejected traditional kindness. Chen Changfeng was that kind of person in his previous life. He wasn't the kind of guy who got things done, and he wasn't enough of an animal to do it either. The most successful beast in the Star Do Forest had to be the dark demon evil god tiger, feared by ferocious beasts and soul masters alike. Soul beasts and humans alike couldn't stand him. That's because he was ruthless enough that even ferocious beasts feared him. Right now, Chen Changfeng felt a flicker of hesitation deep down. He's being disrespectful to himself. Wait, was the dark demon evil god tiger male or female? If he remembered right, it was a tigress. Tang San killed the dark demon evil god tiger, and its black bead traveled to the vast continent where Zhou Weiqing was. Back then, the dark demon evil god tiger's self-proclaimed master was Tang San, and its relationship with Tian was like mother and daughter. Could the dark demon evil god tiger, with the blood of the evil god, have pulled that off if she was a tigress? It had to have happened before Tang San. Brigitte, I don't want to. It's not about what you want. Chen Changfeng smiled. I wasn't asking you. Get that straight. You can either take human form and come with me now, or wait for me to eat those three and then take you. Brigitte felt hopeless. She looked helplessly towards the lake of life. It was her last glimmer of hope, maybe the last tether for her soul. Brigitte? What are you looking at? Chen Changfeng noticed her gaze and knew what she was thinking. He crushed her last hope with a few words. Don't bother looking. The Black Dragon King Ditian and Silver Dragon King Gu Yuna are currently sleeping. Don't expect them to bail you out. The commotion earlier didn't wake them. It must mean only god-level power is enough to rouse them. So, until the Dragon Kings wake up, I call the shots in the Star Do Forest. Faced with Chen Changfeng's sneer, Brigitte lost all hope, but she still said with emotion, the kings will never let you get away with this. I know, Chen Changfeng shrugged. But not right now. And when they do wake up, who knows who'll survive? Brigitte was confused. He was right, the two holy beasts were slumbering, and only a god-level threat could wake them. This wolf king could take on four at once. There was nothing they could do. Did she even have a choice for Lord Xiong, the king of 10,000 demons, the Red King, and all the soul beasts in the Star Do Forest? It didn't seem like it. She hoped her compromise would bring stability to the Star Do Forest. She could only wait for the Dragon Kings to awaken. After a long hesitation, she summoned her beast form and slowly transformed into a human. Chen Changfeng's eyes lit up. He has already named their children. Brigitte exuded a feminine aura. In a green dress, she looked noble and elegant. Combined with her unique long turquoise hair, she looked like she was dancing in the wind. Even from a distance, Chen Changfeng could see the white wings on her back, highlighting her flawlessness. Big, intelligent eyes full of seductive charm. There were plenty of female characters in the Douluo Continent, but Brigitte was definitely one of those who could leave a lasting impression. No one could ignore that. Animal. Seeing Brigitte forced to transform in the distance, Hulayina couldn't help but shout from the cave, his methods are even more despicable than when he deceived me. He's just a beast. Hulayina's outburst drew the attention of Lu Erlong and the others. They exchanged glances, thinking to themselves that they hadn't acted like that, but fortunately, they were used to it. Hulayina was a lot like they had been, but she'd get used to it. Even if the Wolf King was a beast, he was the only one who treated them well in their loneliness. No, he's not. They believed the Emerald Swan Brigitte would get used to it, too. No doubt about it. You, when will you let Mr. Xiong and the others go? Brigitte asked hesitantly as Chen Changfeng approached, not guilty, just a little afraid. Her trembling hands and wary eyes betrayed her feelings. Don't you know when to release them? Chen Changfeng's lips curled into a smile. Since you're now my servant, let's go back to my place first. You're really going to make me have your baby, aren't you? Brigitte still couldn't believe it. Chapter 43 Brigitte is pregnant, an incredible reward. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 43, Brigitte's pregnant, an amazing reward. Well, that's women for you, and apparently mother soul beasts too, Chen Changfeng just smirked. All this was his doing, Brigitte protested, let me down. I'll walk myself. And you still haven't said when you'll let my people go. No rush, Chen Changfeng said, smiling. Once you're completely my woman, they're free. Can't you just let them go first? Otherwise, forget it. As they approached the Wolf King's mansion, Brigitte grew increasingly anxious. Nope. Deal's done, Chen Changfeng chuckled. Hey, just wondering, since you're pregnant with my kid, are you gonna give birth like a human, or lay an egg? Brigitte blushed, you are unbelievable. Unbelievable, huh? I'll show you unbelievable. With that, Chen Changfeng carried the flustered Brigitte into the mansion. Let's just say things got intense. Dawn turned to dusk before anyone knew it. The other girls started trickling back to the mansion. Ning Rongrong and Zhu Zhuqing accidentally stumbled into Chen Changfeng's room. Hey, Wolf King, what's going on? Zhu Zhuqing exclaimed. Ning Rongrong, caught totally off guard, blurted out, Wolf King, enough is enough. Nonsense, Chen Changfeng replied with a wicked grin. I know when you've had enough. Besides, sharing is caring, right? Sharing? What are you talking about? Ning Rongrong asked, confused. What is there to share? The joys of family. Finally, early the next morning, a powerful wave of yin and yang energy washed over the lake of life, stronger than anything before. Ding! Congratulations, host. 8th pregnancy complete. Reward processing. Ding! Congratulations, host. Absorbed a trace of yin-yang energy from the Great Tao. Yin Qi returns to Brigitte. Reward, cultivation increased by 20,000 years, cultivation level now at 610,000 years. Reward, soul beast bloodline evolution. Promoted to a god-level black swan. Acquired destruction attributes, now possessing dual attributes, healing and destruction. Yang Qi returns to the host, triggering a tenfold reward. Converting reward. Reward 1, bloodline evolution. Congratulations, host. Understood the attributes of space and evolved into the Emerald Wolf King. Reward 2, physical evolution. Reward, host soul beast lifespan increased by 200,000 years. Reward 3, skill evolution. Reward, host soul skill, space jump. Reward 4, skill evolution. Reward, host soul skill, space storm. Reward 5, domain evolution. Reward, host soul skill, space exile. System panel updating. Host, Chen Changfeng, race, soul beast, Emerald Wolf King, age, 470,000 years, surpassing level 99 of ultimate Douluo cultivation, realm, late stage of divine realm, touching divine aura, soul skills, space jump, space storm, domain, space exile, space jump, also known as space warping. This skill is similar to shrinking space. The host can use space manipulation to appear anywhere on the Douluo Continent. The host can also instantly exchange positions with people, beasts, or objects marked by spiritual power, space storm, a destructive skill. The host creates a personal space, forming a space storm that can tear apart any enemy with lower soul power and mental power, space exile domain. The domain connects to space gates of different dimensions, which can force opponents into any world outside the Douluo world, or into an empty dimension, banishing them forever. Holy crap. This is awesome. I'm rich. All thanks to Brigitte. Chen Changfeng was blown away by the system's rewards. 200,000 years of cultivation. That's insane. And spatial attributes. These are the ultimate space properties. Space jump means he can open a door from the Star Do Forest and pop out in Heaven Do City. He can go back and forth between the Lake of Life and Heaven Do City whenever he wants. A practical and terrifying ability. Then there's Space Storm, which can rip apart any enemy with weaker soul and mental power. It's almost unstoppable. The gods couldn't have imagined this, even if the gods were to descend. Besides the heirs to the three major gods and the silver dragon king Gu Yuna, the million-year-old deep-sea demon whale king is no match, and even the black dragon king Ditian would struggle, and especially the space exile domain, which connects to an entirely different dimension. That's almost a cheat code. A four-dimensional space is like a higher dimension, or even a void. If the Douluo Continent is three-dimensional, then a four-dimensional space would be the Douluo God realm. Banishing three-dimensional beings to four-dimensional space is pretty much suicide. It might even be worse. Ding! Urgent warning. The emerald swan has exceeded 600,000 years of cultivation, triggering a tribulation of divine thunder in 3 minutes. The host has broken through 400,000 years of cultivation, triggering the 300,000 year and 400,000 year divine thunder tribulations. Host, please prepare to face the disaster, boom. The system alert had barely finished when thunder roared over the lake of life. Oh no! My divine thunder tribulation is here. But how did I break through 600,000 years? Brigitte cried out, looking at Chen Changfeng nervously. Wolf King, you have to release Lord Xiong and the others quickly. I can't survive the 600,000 year tribulation divine thunder alone. We've only been able to survive in the past with their help. Chen Changfeng felt an immense pressure for the first time. Even the ultimate thunder in his own body reacted uncontrollably. There was a response, some suppression, but mostly excitement. This tribulation divine thunder, even the ultimate thunder within him, sensed danger. 3 divine thunders of 300,000, 400,000, and 600,000 years coming down at once. That was unheard of. After a quick adjustment, Chen Changfeng carried the panicked Brigitte out of the mansion, flying into the sky above the lake of life. Faced with the overwhelming dark clouds, even the soul beasts in the core area cried out in fear, suppressed by the divine thunder's power. Wolf King, I'm not feeling so hot, Brigitte said, her face pale. My bad, Chen Changfeng replied, narrowing his eyes. I'll help you get through this thunder. Just stay close. With a wave of his hand, Lord Xiong and the king of 10,000 demons were tossed out of the devouring space. There was no time to settle scores. As soon as they appeared, they were shocked. Thunder tribulation. Was this Brigitte's 600,000 year tribulation? There were 2 more. Brigitte broke through. What happened? In just a few days, she somehow reached 600,000 years. They saw Brigitte and Chen Changfeng in human form, and at that moment, Brigitte was being held in his arms. Chen Changfeng stood tall, protecting Brigitte. Was he actually going to help her survive the tribulation? Chapter 44 6,000 Years of Thunder Tribulation. You are listening at novelfold.audio. Chapter 44, The 60-Year Thunder Tribulation. The tribulation transcending divine thunder was still gathering power. Drawn by the spectacle, numerous high-level soul beasts congregated outside the lake of life. All eyes turned to the 2 figures in the sky. Every beast stared, their expressions ranging from curiosity to awe. They sensed that these weren't humans, they were beasts in human form. Humans didn't face tribulations like this. Many soul beasts might have seen Chen Changfeng as an outsider, but the way he shielded Brigitte, the emerald swan, earned their respect. Soul beasts often had more straightforward emotions than humans. Insane, that the 3 recently freed beasts were in shock. That Wolf King, with only 200,000 years of cultivation, is trying to help Brigitte survive a 600,000-year thunderstorm. Wait. His aura. The 3 powerhouses were stunned. We haven't seen him in days, and he's already over 400,000 years old. That what had happened. It dawned on them why there were multiple thunder tribulations forming in the sky. Brigitte's thunder tribulation was imminent. Lord Xiong, the king of 10,000 demons, and King Scarlet had no intention of settling scores with Chen Changfeng. They now understood his terrifying potential in the devouring abyss. One wrong move, and they could be wiped from existence. Boom. The sky shifted dramatically, dark clouds blotted out the sun over the lake of life, thunder echoed, and an immense darkness threatened to consume everything. The clouds swirled, forming a vortex that seemed ready to swallow the entire lake. Chen Changfeng stood in the air, Brigitte in his arms. They looked tiny, like specks against the vastness of the storm, but Brigitte felt a strange certainty. In that moment, the slender figure before her gave her the absolute conviction that, even if the sky itself collapsed, she would be safe as long as he was there. He was facing the storm head-on. Where did he get the confidence to take on 3 divine thunder tribulations alone? Somehow, it was mesmerizing, even to the beasts watching. "Wolf beast, are you trying to die?" Lord Xiong's voice dripped with disdain. "You can't possibly survive a 600,000-year thunder tribulation alone." Typical, A ferocious beast proves everything with brute force. Even though I suppressed this guy before, he still seems a little resentful. Fine, I'll convince you beyond any doubt. Humph. Chen Changfeng scoffed at Lord Xiong's arrogance. He dropped the gentle facade he used with Brigitte and unleashed the Emerald Wolf Emperor's aura. The terrifying pressure was like an insurmountable mountain. The power swept across the sky. What immense force! Lord Xiong, the king of 10,000 demons, and the Red King were shocked. Each of them felt the suppression deep within their bloodlines. It was overwhelming. "Lord Xiong," Chen Changfeng's voice cut through the storm. "Brigitte's tribulation is upon us. I promised her I'd spare you. I have no intention of targeting you now, but don't push me. Otherwise, I won't hesitate to get rough. Besides, the Soul Beast Thunder Tribulation is a death sentence for you, but it's nothing to me. If you understand and submit to me, I can help you survive your future thunder tribulations." The words hung in the air. The 3 ferocious beasts were shaken. What an arrogant claim. Help them survive thunderstorms. Was he serious? A Soul Beast's thunder tribulation every 100,000 years was a life-or-death gamble. Failure meant annihilation. Success left them gravely injured, needing tens of thousands of years to recover fully. The tribulation transcending divine thunder was undeniably powerful, but the risks came with great rewards. Successfully weathering a thunder tribulation deepened their understanding of the world. If this wolf beast could aid them in surviving each thunder tribulation, ascending to the million-year god state wouldn't be impossible. The 3 beasts felt a pull, an offer affecting their very existence. Their path to godhood was almost impossible to refuse, but could he really do it? Chen Changfeng was killing 2 birds with 1 stone. He secretly hoped every soul beast in the Star Do forest would throw thunder at him. He'd channel the lightning to temper his thunder roots. Evolving the ultimate thunder into the chaos god thunder through self-tribulation alone was becoming increasingly difficult. He realized the amount of thunder he needed was growing exponentially. The 300,000-year-old thunder might not evolve his power further. He needed more. The thunder grew more intense. Chen Changfeng glanced at Bai Ji, a faint smile playing on his lips. "Thunder has no eyes. You should go down to avoid startling your non-existent child." Brigitte protested, "I can help you with my abilities." "No need. Skills are ineffective against thunder tribulation." He gave Brigitte no chance to argue. A gentle wave of soul force pushed her safely toward the 3 ferocious beasts. Instantly, every beast in the Star Do forest fixed its gaze on Chen Changfeng. A woo! A long, resonant howl echoed throughout the Star Do forest. Chen Changfeng transformed mid-air, taking the form of a towering, 30-meter-long Emerald Wolf King, like a newly awakened beast king flexing its might. Its furious, tribulation-defying aura made the world tremble. The tension spread, especially among the soul beasts facing the nightmare tribulation divine thunder. A solemn atmosphere settled over the area as every soul beast raised its head, looking toward the sky. In their eyes were reverence, desire, and a touch of madness. Roar! A single roar sparked a chorus among the soul beasts. Low and passionate, those roars shook the very foundations of the forest. The 4 ferocious beasts at the front roared, defiant against the sky and the divine realm. They seemed to be shouting, "Why is it so difficult for a soul beast to become a god?" The sky darkened almost instantly, shrouded in storm clouds, and everything around them trembled. Boom! The sky lit up with a thunderous roar. A colossal bolt of lightning crashed down, slamming directly into the Emerald Wolf Emperor. Boom! star, Chen Changfeng threw back his draconic head, eyes ablaze. His massive form surged upward, meeting the thunder head-on. In that instant, the very fabric of reality shifted, revealing glimpses of the starry forest beyond. Then came the deluge, the tribulation transcending divine thunder, the three-color divine thunder, the five-color divine thunder, the heavenly punishment divine thunder, the heavenly and earth divine thunder, and the Yuqing divine thunder descended indiscriminately, one after another. As if sensing Chen Changfeng's challenge, the sky unleashed a cataclysmic storm of pure destruction. Finally, an immense ball of pure thunder and lightning formed in the air, and completely consumed Chen Changfeng. Chapter 45 Alarmed, Ditian appears. You are listening at novelfull.audio. It's over, or so all the creatures in the Star Do forest thought. Then something jaw-dropping happened. A vortex formed in the heart of the sky-filling thunder, then began siphoning it away. Roar! Chen Changfeng roared, sucking the thunder down his throat. Heavenly tribulation, gone. The sky cleared, and warm sunlight streamed onto the lake of life once more. He willed it, and the devoured heavenly tribulation churned within him, adding its power to his already ultimate thunder abilities, including heaven punishment divine thunder and heaven and earth divine thunder. These were practically divine skills. Unstoppable by any soul beast under 500,000 years, and any soul master below. Ultimate Douluo would be instantly vaporized, truly god tier. Chen Changfeng turned to the now silent four ferocious beasts, then nodded to Bai Ji, Lord Xiong, the king of 10,000 demons, and the King Scarlet exchanged glances, then bowed their heads to Chen Changfeng. In that instant, 10,000 beasts prostrated themselves. A new beast god was born in the Star Do forest. Boom. The lake of life shuddered. A massive whirlpool churned up from the lake bottom, and unrest spread among the beasts. This was an existence that demanded absolute surrender. Even the four ferocious beasts fell silent. The real beast god had arrived. So I woke him up. Those three thunder tribulations are really something. Chen Changfeng felt it, his spirit jolted. A god. The beast god Emperor Tian was here. The thunder had disturbed his slumber and yanked him awake. The cat's away, and the mice will play. A roar ripped through the air, and a black figure shot out from the bottom of the lake, the black dragon King Ditian, briefly in human form. The attack came first. A jet-black dragon flame shot towards Chen Changfeng. But in that instant, a lightning bolt even more devastating than the Emperor's sky slammed down, black and cyan energies colliding in the air. Ha! Ditian's surprised voice echoed. So a 470,000-year-old soul beast can block my 10,000 dragon flames. It was a close call, but you're the first. Ditian landed in the sky, assuming his true form. He was tall and bronzed, with sharp, chiseled features like a Greek statue. His dark eyes held a wild, untamed look, both dangerous and alluring. His sharply defined features were devastatingly handsome, radiating a kingly aura. A reckless smile played on his face. Then Chen Changfeng also transformed, slowly descending from high above. Green met black. They faced each other. The Black Dragon King Ditian, leader of the Black Dragon clan, head of the 10 ferocious beasts, and bordering on demigod status, the Black Dragon King, a legend in his own right, was the bane of all soul beasts. Even the ferocious beasts couldn't escape his dominance. Were the ferocious beasts really so weak? Not at all. They were just slightly inferior to the demigod-level beast god Emperor Tian. Ditian was an invincible force in the Star Do forest, where no god had descended. But the ferocious beasts were still powerful. Any one of them could take on several super Douluo. That was just how strong Ditian was. Beast god Ditian, so you finally decided to show yourself. Chen Changfeng's cold voice echoed across the lake of life. The four ferocious beasts couldn't accept me, but I earned their respect. Looks like you can't stand me either. If you want to fight, I'm ready. If you want to talk, let's fight first, then talk. With that, Chen Changfeng snorted. He turned into a beam of light and soared into the sky. Humph. Overconfident. Ditian had been disdainful, but Chen Changfeng's attitude irked him. If you want a fight, you'll get one. Ditian was a law unto himself. He wouldn't back down from a challenge like Chen Changfeng's. Ditian would never stand for it. he was drawn to Chen Changfeng's thunder power. Otherwise, he wouldn't have attacked without even sizing him up. Roar! A furious dragon roar shook the air. Tian transformed into his true form, the Black Dragon King. Miraculous scene unfolded. Rumble. The sky darkened, thunderheads gathering, black soul power erupted from the Black Dragon King Ditian, forming a colossal black dragon, hundreds of meters long, dark as pitch. The scales of the 100-meter black dragon Ditian shimmered with an abyssal darkness. Each scale was rhombus-shaped, the lines rising to form 4 sharp ridges, thick, solid, and crackling with energy. His massive body was covered in countless scales. Huge wings spread from his back. Spikes jutted from his head and lower jaw, trailing down his back to his tail. The tail was long, the tip covered in spikes, a massive, amplified mace. The only difference was that Black Dragon Emperor Tian's eyes were crimson, ruby red, filled with ferocious, violent light. Ditian actually came out. Will the Wolf King be alright? Bibi looked worried. After all, he had helped her through her tribulation, even overlooking the fact that she had been coerced. Bibi, are you actually worried about that Wolf King? Lord Xiong asked, surprised. Am I? Bibi flushed, flustered. The king of 10,000 demons and the Red King stared at Bibi, confused and surprised. The king of 10,000 demons couldn't help but say, I don't know what happened while we were imprisoned, but you broke through to 600,000 years in just a few days. But one thing's for sure, no matter how strong he is, he can't beat the beast god. No way. Yeah. The Red King gazed up at the sky. The dragon clan's bloodline is beyond the reach of soul beasts like us. There can't be 2 beast gods in the Star Doe forest. But I'm amazed by your growth rate. If he survives this fight, I want to try your cultivation method. Red King. Bibi's face burned even redder. Remembering how she had leveled up, she stammered, it might not work for you. Boom. The battle in the sky had begun. 2 beams of light, green and black, collided with furious force, like 2 suns of different colors. The sky cracked, the earth shook. The 30-meter beast held his own against the 100-meter black dragon. Even high in the sky, the energy unleashed by Chen Changfeng and Ditian's full-force collisions ripped down uncontrollably. Evading the brunt of it wasn't an option. How is this possible? He seems to be holding his own in a physical fight with Ditian. When did the beast god Ditian get so weak? Lord Xiong stared at the duel, shocked. Chapter 46 Emerald Wolf Emperor vs Beast God Emperor Tian. You are listening at novelfold.audio. Gotta say, this fight's a real nail-biter. On the surface, Chen Changfeng seems to be holding his own, handling the clashes with Ditian without cracking. But those physical hits are taking their toll, and the only reason Chen Changfeng isn't down for the count yet? Ditian isn't going all out, and Chen Changfeng's agility is giving the illusion of a balanced fight. He can't win, Mr. Xiong said, narrowing his eyes. Ditian's not someone you just brush off. Remember, he's got the Dragon God Claw, a real game changer. It's what took me down back in the day. Brigitte, so the Wolf King doesn't stand a chance, Mr. Xiong, realistically? No. There's no power on Douluo Continent that can beat Ditian. Brigitte's heart jumped at that, but then, things got weird. The same freak show happened in the sky above the Lake of Life as when Ditian, the Black Dragon King, went full beast mode. The world shifted, and the wind went wild. Chen Changfeng's eyes blazed, and he unleashed the devouring Wolf King's true form. His body morphed again, blood-red streaks flashing like dragons dancing under his skin. His cyan mane turned crimson, with hints of sickly green that popped against the red. It was like the wind, light, thunder, wood, and dark elements were all trying to break through at once. The 5 elements melded in the air, a real spectacle. Instantly, every orc, whether in the sky or on the ground, locked onto the towering Sirius. Even the Black Dragon King Ditian, who just knocked Chen Changfeng back, couldn't help but stare. That raw power, is that some kind of martial soul fusion? Skill? How's a soul beast pulling that off? Wait, those are his attributes. Before he could process it, Chen Changfeng turned into a five-colored blur and shot toward him. Ditian didn't take any chances, blasting out a stream of ultra-destructive black dragon fire. Time to use some soul skills. Boom! The two beams slammed together, and something completely unexpected happened. The overwhelming dragon fire couldn't stop Chen Changfeng for even a second. The pillar of flames got sliced in two mid-air, splitting into AV, damn it, Black Dragon King Tian snarled, shocked and pissed. Dragon roar from hell. Roar. Seeing that the black dragon flame couldn't hurt Chen Changfeng, Tian felt his dominance being challenged again. He rose up in the sky, letting loose a deafening roar that shook everything. Even space rippled from the sound. Dragon roar from hell. Inside its radius, all target soul skills get weakened by 25%, and targets suffer 50% mental damage, but it was all for nothing. Chen Changfeng kept coming. No way. How's he shrugging off my mental attack? Only Gu Yun's got stronger spiritual power than me on this continent. Tian was floored. So, what the heck is that? As he got closer, he realized that it wasn't the Wolf King's body stopping the black dragon flame and dragon roar from hell. It was the dark vortex in front of him. Spatial soul skills. Tian's heart lurched. He could feel the irresistible power from the abyss, swallowing the space, the ultimate dark energy. Even the dragon god claw on his hand was giving him the creeps. Boom. It all happened in a split second. Black Dragon King Ditian, without time to throw out another soul skill, finally crashed into Chen Changfeng's five-element Wolf King in mid-air. Next second, the Black Dragon Emperor Tian was sent flying for hundreds of meters, and Chen Changfeng took his spot in the sky. Shock. Complete and utter shock. The four ancient beasts and every creature in the forest were stunned by the sudden turnaround. All eyes were on the Wolf King, only 30 meters tall but standing like a god. Every soul beast there was staring, slack-jawed, their beast god. He got stopped cold. And it was a straight-up collision. How's that even possible? Is the Wolf King's bloodline stronger than the Black Dragon King's? No way. Suddenly, every soul beast in the horde felt their confidence shatter. Their battle lust started to fade. Truthfully, Chen Changfeng had an advantage. He used the swallowing space power from that earlier burst. Too bad he couldn't actually devour Ditian. Ultimate Dark Energy. You've got the ultimate dark energy, too. Ditian's blood-red eyes flashed gold, and his aura was totally different than before. Golden-eyed Black Dragon King, now this emperor is the real deal. But if you think you can devour me with dark energy, you're delusional. You forget I've got the ultimate dark energy too. Seeing the guy getting serious, Chen Changfeng stared right back, unfazed. The Black Dragon Emperor Tian wasn't one for talk, so he charged Chen Changfeng. What goes around comes around. Tian was seriously pissed, and jealous. He, with the Black Dragon King's blood, was getting punked by a 400,000-year-old Wolf King. The 200-meter titans went at it with the most brutal, direct attacks, turning the sky into a wrestling ring. Boom, that's right, just trading blows, body against body. The soul beasts in Star Doe Forest watched in a frenzy, getting the show of a lifetime. But as the fight went on, Tian got more and more freaked out. How could that wolf's body withstand his true form? Physically, the wolf clan can't hold a candle to the Emperor Dragon's bloodline, but Tian didn't know that Chen Changfeng had 7 elements. He was holding his own through sheer elemental power. Boom. The air cracked like thunder. Another hit, and Chen Changfeng and Tian were almost a kilometer apart. Finally, Tian, who couldn't break through, went berserk. Wolf Beast, you're strong, I'll give you that. You've earned my respect. But it's not enough. Time for my ultimate technique, Black Dragon Devour. Ditian dropped to the ground with a furious roar. The clear sky turned dark, and even the sun's light turned black. The entire star forest within 10,000 meters went pitch black, and a black hole vortex formed above Ditian's head. When that vortex came together, Chen Changfeng felt a massive pull, and he couldn't use his soul skills. That's right, that's the power of the Emperor Tian's Black Dragon Devour. All soul energy gets weakened by 50%, while the user gets a 30% boost, and their soul skills get a 50% upgrade. Plus, it suppresses soul beast bloodlines. Targets can't use any soul skills for a while, ha. So, we're fighting for the power of darkness now? Chen Changfeng didn't panic. He just smirked, you want to play? Let's play. If the Star Do Forest isn't big enough for both of them, they'll have to fight for it. He's gonna crush the beast god Emperor Tian's reputation in the hearts of every beast in Star Do Forest. Chapter 47 The Head of the Great Beast. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 47, The Head of the 10 Fierce Beasts. Roar. The Ditian black dragon devouring whirlpool erupted with deafening roars, then, before anyone could believe their eyes, countless skeletal evil dragons swarmed out, a ravenous horde descending upon Chen Changfeng. Dark attribute soul skills were useless, suppressed by Ditian's power. Was he just supposed to stand there and be swallowed by the darkness? Ditian's soul skill was insane. What about other attributes? Facing the onrushing tide of dragons, Chen Changfeng didn't try to dodge. Instead, he dove straight towards the abyss and the bone dragons below. What's he doing? Is he trying to get himself killed? Mr. Xiong exclaimed in disbelief. Brigitte gasped, he can't even avoid them. Why would he fly into them? Chen Changfeng was moving fast, but the dark bone dragons were faster, their numbers so dense they blocked the vortex behind them. They roared, bloody maws agape, ready to tear him apart. Their original plan was to drag him into the abyss. Who would have thought he'd just jump right in? Psychic attack. The bone dragon's roars slammed into Chen Changfeng, and his head felt like it was about to explode. His mental defenses were being ripped apart. The dive became even more unstable, and he nearly lost control. Ultimate Wind Blade Claw. Chen Changfeng roared inwardly, unleashing the full power of his wind attribute. A blinding blast of cyan light erupted from his mouth, tearing a hole in the swarm of dragons below. The bone dragons caught in the blast dissolved into black mist as they fell back into the abyss. The force of the wind blade slowed Chen Changfeng's descent, holding him in the air. For a split second, he hung suspended. Then, skeletal dragons surged in from all sides, a writhing mass of bone and shadow poised to devour him. Ultimate Wood Dragon Demonic Vine. Chen Changfeng's brow glowed as wooden dragons erupted from the ground within the star forest, rippling outwards from his position. Using the momentary distraction, Chen Changfeng surged forward, aiming for the gap created by the wooden dragon attack, but he underestimated the sheer number of bone dragons. The gap slammed shut in seconds. Ditian was clearly controlling them, doing everything in his power to prevent Chen Changfeng from reaching the devouring vortex. Ditian felt a prickling unease. He couldn't let this guy be swallowed by the black dragon devouring vortex. Something felt off about the other man's eagerness. It could even cause irreversible damage. Based on his battle experience, Ditian made a decision. He focused the bone dragon attack on Chen Changfeng, creating a chaotic storm of wood and bone. It was a terrifying sight. More and more bone dragons poured from the devouring abyss. Chen Changfeng was forced into a direct confrontation, another wind blade claw tearing through the darkness. He obliterated a large number of dragons, but it didn't create a significant opening like before. The sheer density of the swarm had increased exponentially. Below the Lake of Life, a black sphere of energy was forming, centered on Chen Changfeng, drawing everything inward like a miniature black sun. Think you can wear me down? Chen Changfeng sneered, not a chance. Ultimate Thunder Domain. Lightning exploded within the black sun, causing it to violently expand. Boom! A deafening roar ripped through the air. A ring of red electric energy burst outwards, reaching for miles. Every bone dragon within that range was instantly vaporized, the air crackling with countless bolts of golden lightning. Some were so intense they seemed like liquid, while others crackled and danced as ball lightning. He was going all out, finally. Chen Changfeng had decided to show his full power. With countless soul beast eyes watching from below, he needed to grab everyone's attention. As the next wave of bone dragons surged towards him, Chen Changfeng roared inwardly, Wind God Realm. Abyss Realm. Without hesitation, he unleashed both attributes. The realms of sky merged. *hum. A piercing sound filled the air. A circular curtain of light erupted from the point where the realms collided, swallowing the onrushing bone dragons. Everything froze, or rather, the bone dragons were moving at a snail's pace. Thunder. Descend. A low growl echoed through the air, then, the tribulation transcending divine thunder, the three-color divine thunder, the five-color divine thunder, the heavenly punishment divine thunder, the heaven and earth divine thunder, and the Yuching divine thunder rained down indiscriminately. The black sun of bone dragons was hammered to pieces, one explosion after another. Finally, the last of the dragons were annihilated in mid-air. How is this possible? How could you target every single bone dragon? Ditian's eyes were wide with disbelief as he stared at Chen Changfeng, who had broken free from the swarm. It's impossible. That momentary lapse in concentration, Ditian regretted it bitterly. Chen Changfeng transformed into a streak of red light, hurtling towards the dark vortex like a meteor. No, Ditian screamed, but it was too late. The red light was moving too fast. His goal had been to devour Chen Changfeng, but his moment of hesitation had given the other man the opportunity. Space storm. After entering Ditian's space, Chen Changfeng unleashed the power of space. Waves of chaotic energy tore through the vortex, creating cracks in its fabric like shattered glass. Finally, with an ear-splitting explosion, it collapsed completely. The dark energy surrounding Ditian evaporated, and the beast god was sent hurtling back through the air, groaning in pain as his own soul skill backfired. The visions vanished, and Chen Changfeng stood victorious, just as he had before. Chen Changfeng had once again gotten the better of Ditian. Spatial skills. Ditian steadied himself, his gaze fixed on Chen Changfeng. His lips curled into a cold smile. I didn't expect you to possess the attribute of space. So that's your trump card, huh? It seems you're tired of wasting time. In that case, I'll gladly oblige. The beast god's pride had been shattered. Ditian roared, his voice shaking the heavens. Dragon. God. Destroy. Instantly, two beams of golden light shot from Ditian's giant eyes, targeting Chen Changfeng's wolf emperor form. At the same time, black flames engulfed the beast god's massive body, burning fiercely. The sky, recently cleared, was plunged back into darkness. One skill with two effects. This was the Black Dragon King Ditian's strongest attack besides the Dragon Divine Claw. The golden eye beams were a psychic attack, impossible to defend against with soul skills. Anyone struck by the beams would suffer a 50% reduction in both soul power and defense, as well as an 80% reduction in mental strength for the next attack. As Ditian's beast god form blazed with black fire, the sky above the lake of life transformed into a hellish inferno. The golden eye beams and the all-consuming flames were accompanied by a space storm, a swirling vortex of energy that could tear apart even a super Douluo. Darkness, flames, and the raw power of space itself, all proof that the beast god Ditian was a force to be reckoned with, and worthy of being the first of the top 10 ferocious beasts. Chapter 48 Emperor. Did Tian lose? You are listening at novelfold.audio. Edited content. Its strength is no joke. This is the beast god emperor himself we're talking about, but Chen Changfeng didn't flinch. Instead, he felt a surge of fighting spirit. This was the strongest soul beast on the entire Douluo Continent. Sunset. Sky ablaze. Chen Changfeng wasn't about to be a sitting duck. Just as those golden beams were about to hit, he unleashed his own power. Then, to Tian's utter disbelief, the Wolf King's entire body seemed to explode. A split second later, the golden eye beams passed right through him. The attack was ineffective. What the heck just happened? Tian was stunned. His golden eye light was his signature spiritual attack. Even Lord Gu Yuna couldn't dodge it. He'd used it to weaken Xiong Jun before, then nearly beat him to death with a space storm. So why couldn't he feel his mental power even touching his opponent? Space jump. It's a dimension-hopping move. The host controls access to a parallel dimension, becoming one with the surrounding space. It's like becoming one with the sky itself. The form is there, but there's no substance. Mental power can't latch on, making the user immune to all physical and mental attacks. On the surface, Chen Changfeng used Sunset and Sky Ablaze, but right before Tian attacked, he triggered Space Jump. Tian's golden eye beam isn't magic. It can't pierce the entire sky. Once the beam passed, Chen Changfeng reappeared as quickly as he disappeared. Only Tian noticed. The other beasts thought Ditian's attack simply missed. Appear, disappear, reappear. The four big beasts figured Chen Changfeng just teleported. He was even faster than Ditian, but Ditian knew teleportation wouldn't dodge Golden Eye's lock, yet Chen Changfeng had vanished, plain as day, and now he was back. Burn! That the instant Chen Changfeng solidified, he launched a fierce counterattack, unleashing the true sun fire, the opposite of the Black Dragon Emperor's dark flames. It blasted through the space storm, sky ablaze, ultimate darkness versus ultimate light, the flame of pure light tangled with the black flame. Both were top-tier abilities. The beasts on the ground couldn't tell who had the upper hand. The sky was split in half. Ultimate flame, the true sun fire, Tian exclaimed, impossible. How can a wolf beast have so many attributes? Normally, beasts might gain 2 attributes breaking the 100,000-year mark, 1 main, 1 sub. The main attribute is for attacking, dealing max damage, and supporting the beast's bloodline. The sub-attribute helps enhance the main skills. Tian had only seen beasts with 1 extreme attribute, like the dark demon evil god Tiger, or his master, the silver dragon king Gu Yuna. Now this wolf beast was rocking 7 extreme attributes, each complementing the others. Each could be a main or sub-skill, flame and light merged, plus, he could switch attributes at will. It was mind-blowing. Beast god Tian, you shouldn't underestimate any beast. Remember, you're just a cold-blooded lizard who doesn't deserve to be at the top of the beast food chain, Chen Changfeng sneered. Half the sky had been turned into a dark purgatory by the Black Dragon King's dragon god destroyer, but sunlight shone through gaps in the clouds, like stars trying to break through the darkness. Let's see if you can stand up to this. Take on the dragon god destroyer, Chen Changfeng roared. The sunlight in the black cloud storm flared hotter, as if burning with all his life to light up the darkness. Boom! 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 Countless explosions echoed. Explosions detonated non-stop, blowing away chunks of black cloud. The sky, once covered in darkness, was ripped apart. Even the skill at the heart of the storm showed cracks. The explosions buffeted the beast god Tian, and the black flames on his body flickered. Black blood seeped from his orifices. That's intense. Even the beast god can't take it. The Black Dragon King spat out black blood, struggling to control his soul power. The power of the true sun fire is incredible. But it wasn't just fire. Wind created fire, helped it along, and let the fire borrow the wind. The burning flames channeled the true sun fire into countless points of light that illuminated everything. The wind enhanced the fire, creating insane explosions and damage. It was a fusion of 3 extreme attributes. It was like overloading Xiong Jun's thunder and fire fusion skill, amping the extreme attributes exponentially. The spectacle stunned every beast, even the 4 strongest were impressed. Everyone gasped at the thousands of explosions in the sky. What level of attack was this? The 4 started grading Chen Changfeng's power. The weaker beasts below weren't even thinking about it. An attack like that would vaporize them, but even more than shock, there was awe. Had the Wolf King become strong enough to go toe-to-toe with the Beast God Emperor? Nobody on Douluo Continent, god or not, could hurt Ditian, not even the ultimate Douluo. Who would have thought the Wolf King would be so strong, rivaling even the dragon bloodline? And Ditian had been hurt 3 times now. 1 time was a fluke, 2 times a coincidence, but 3 times was a pattern. The Wolf King held back when we fought, the 10,000 Demon King said, swallowing hard as he gazed at the sky. Bibi, also in disbelief, said, even if he didn't, it's beyond the energy limits of Douluo Continent. I don't think I could block that, even with my best defense. The Emperor underestimated him. The 3-headed red mastiff sighed, he must be using his trump card. The 4 exchanged glances, they saw the fear in each other's eyes. Regardless of what the weaker beasts were thinking, the big fight in the sky continued. Just as Ditian's dragon god destroyer was obliterated, everyone saw open sky through the gaps. And some other soul skill was being readied. Was that the sun? Pupils shrank. Eyes widened. What were they seeing? A sun dozens of times larger than usual. Sunset. Chapter 49 Dragon God's Claw, Ditian's last trump card. You are listening at novelfold.audio. Chapter 49, Dragon God's Claw, Tian's Last Stand. That's right, Sunset was his ultimate fire technique. Sunset, the sun felt like it was about to crash into Douluo Continent, casting an ominous shadow and creating a palpable tension. Suddenly, a long, golden river of true sun fire cascaded from the heavens. Before the stunned eyes of everyone watching, it tore through the beast god Tian's dragon god annihilation space, surging towards him and engulfing him completely. Instantly, all traces of dark energy in the sky vanished. Now, golden flames dominated the scene, consuming the beast god's massive, 100-meter-long form. Legend has it that in the vast cosmos, the chaos flame is the ancestor of all fires, the primal force behind both life and death. At the dawn of creation, this chaos flame birthed the 10 original flames of the world, shaping the heavens and becoming the most fundamental source of fire in existence. And the true sun fire is the first among these 10. The sun is the essence of fire, saturated with the true sun fire. Its golden light embodies ultimate yang, burning away all impurities and holding dominion over all things. As one of the 10 primal flames, the true sun fire possesses a power that can intimidate all other flames in existence, especially dark energy flames like the Black Dragon King's. It was his ultimate weakness. The Black Dragon King, instantly consumed, was living the kind of nightmare the 4 ferocious beasts could only imagine, but it was real. In a single strike, the thousands of meters of dark spatial storm had been completely obliterated. Tian's most powerful attack, the Dragon God Destruction, had been shattered. The swirling white and red flames gradually died down. The sun, which had appeared dozens of times larger, retreated, soaring back to its place in the heavens. It was as if the Wolf King had forcibly yanked it down for a moment. As the golden flames receded, so too did the Black Dragon King. The beast god Tian. Was the beast god emperor dead? Impossible. If Tian, the most powerful beast god on Douluo Continent, could be defeated so easily, he wouldn't be worthy of the title. As the true sun fire dissipated, the sky cleared completely. Everyone's gaze locked on the heavens. The black dragon body of the beast god Ditian had disappeared, replaced by his human form. Ditian was now kneeling in the void, black blood dripping from the corners of his mouth. He was covered in bruises from head to toe. Had Ditian been forced back into his human form? Not exactly. The beast god Ditian rarely assumed his human form, and when he did, it was only through a secret technique. The black dragon body was his true form, so why was he human now? Dragon Claw, that's right, it was because of the Dragon God Claw. Just moments before, Tian had realized that he had no chance of winning. Even if he somehow managed to block the attack, even if he survived, he'd lose the capacity to fight. After all, Chen Changfeng's barrage of elemental attacks had already inflicted serious damage to his internal organs and meridians. In the end, he was forced to rely on the divine artifact, the Dragon God Claw, to defend against the true sun fire. That sun is scorching hot. Tian actually grinned, his smile bordering on manic. What true sun fire? What ultimate flame? With a grunt, Tian slowly raised his right hand. The joints of his once fair and slender palm quickly thickened, and pitch-black scales emerged, transforming it into a dragon claw. Dragon Claw, an artifact bestowed upon Tian by the dragon god himself, before the dragon clan vanished hundreds of thousands of years ago. It was the power of the Dragon God's Claw that had allowed Ditian to repeatedly overcome his limits and become the god among beasts on Douluo Continent. With it, Ditian possessed the strength to rival a demigod. Right now, Ditian was practically a real demigod. The moment the Dragon God Claw appeared, an indescribable majesty filled the air, enough to make every beast on the ground tremble and prostrate themselves. The beasts on the ground felt an overwhelming urge to surrender before the Dragon God's claws, and they were clearly feeling their beast god's power exploding. Except for the 4 ferocious beasts, every other soul beast was lying prostrate on the ground. Even Chen Changfeng felt that powerful, irresistible aura of authority in the air. His eyes widened as he stared at Ditian's right hand, now a dragon claw, and murmured, "When the dragon god's claws come out, all beasts will surrender." Is this the power of a divine weapon, on the same level as the angel holy sword and the Poseidon trident, that when the emperor arises, the beasts fall silent? What a powerful deterrent. Was this the beast god's ultimate trump card? It seemed he had to accelerate his evolution. The beast god emperor was wielding the dragon god claw with his mortal power, and that gave him an irresistible sense of danger. If a true god of Douluo were wielding this artifact, he wouldn't stand a chance, that was Chen Changfeng's immediate reaction. Ferocious beast, this is the difference between you and me, Tian grinned. I admit you're strong, but there can only be one beast god in Star Do Forest. As far as I'm concerned, you're already dead. Is that so? Chen Changfeng smiled faintly, not angered by Tian's arrogant taunt. Instead, he chuckled and said, so only one of us can survive. As Chen Changfeng finished speaking, Tian was taken aback, and then his face hardened. He was thinking that this wolf beast was missing the point of his praise. The reason why he said this was to leave a way for the other party to survive. Apparently the other party not only refused to bow his head, but also said in front of all the beasts that only one of them could survive. Then kill him. Only in this way, only then can he regain the dignity of the beast god. You're seeking death. Tian roared, completely enraged, the dignity of the beast god, the dignity of the soul beast, dignity in the star forest, all these things were falling to the ground around him. How could Ditian tolerate you? The dragon god claw was raised, there was no flashy soul skill light. Tian roared as the dragon god's claws slashed through the air. 3 claw marks tore through space, hurtling straight towards Chen Changfeng. The attack of an artifact was something else. Space itself shattered where the dragon god's scratches passed, leaving a series of black holes in the air. Even more terrifying was the fact that the spatial rifts created by the dragon god's scratches didn't immediately heal, but rather closed at an agonizingly slow pace. It was like a deep wound, leaving lasting trauma behind. The intensity of the dragon god's claws attack was simply beyond what Douluo Continent could withstand. Although some of the strongest soul masters and soul beasts on the continent could temporarily disrupt space with their most powerful attacks, it was fleeting. Like Mr. Xiong, one of the 4 ferocious beasts, the dark gold terraclaw bear's strongest attack, the sky-tearing claw, could also tear through space, but the torn space would instantly repair itself. It was as fleeting as a flash in the pan. It couldn't compare to the irreversible spatial rift caused by the dragon god's scratch. To repair that might require the self-repair of the entire Douluo Continent space. The next second, something happened that once again shocked all the soul beasts, and even caused a large group of uncontrollable exclamations. Facing Tian's divine weapon, the dragon claw, Chen Changfeng not only failed to counterattack and defend, but he suddenly suppressed all the soul power in his body and disappeared without a trace. And then he suddenly faced the dragon god's claws in his normal body. That's right, he just lunged forward. Request support. Chapter 50 Night Visit to Wuhun Palace, Secret Realm. Bibi Dong. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Holy crap. Is he out of his mind? Brigitte's face went white as a sheet. She forgot all about playing it cool and shot into the air, yelling, Emerald Barrier. By G. No. Mr. Bear roared, scrambling to his feet. The Demon King's eyes almost popped out of his head. He couldn't wrap his head around why Brigitte would suddenly throw herself in front of a wolf like that, just to go up against Emperor Tian, the beast god. Brigitte's lost it. He didn't give a damn if Chen Changfeng bit the dust, but Brigitte was a whole different story. She was the life force of Star Do Forest. The Demon King's heart hammered in his chest, and he lunged forward too. He didn't know if his vine army could stand up to an artifact's attack. Probably not, but he wasn't about to stand by and watch, not when it came to Brigitte. Humph, you're starting a mutiny? Ganging up on me now? Emperor Tian, the beast god, scoffed, but Bai Ji and the others didn't give him a chance to finish. A black vortex materialized right in front of him, instantly sucking him in, devoured by the abyss. Meanwhile, Chen Changfeng was playing his own game. A sigh, soft as a whisper, drifted through the air. Your dragon god's claw packs a punch, but I wonder if you can take it. Space jump. In a heartbeat, Chen Changfeng vanished from right in front of the dragon god's claw, replaced by a shell-shocked Ditian. Space jump, basically, space hopping. Like having your own portal gun. You can use it to pop up anywhere on the continent or swap places with whoever or whatever you want. Chen Changfeng had just pulled a switcheroo with the beast god, Ditian. The dragon god's claw was bearing down on him, and Ditian could only react instinctively, throwing up the claw as a shield, boom. The explosion rocked the Lake of Life, sending the beast god Emperor Tian hurtling through the air like a cannonball. The dragon god had just clawed himself in the face. Chen Changfeng had gotten the effect he was after, and he wasn't interested in dragging it out. He was going all in with his ultimate move, a space-bending domain skill, Space Exile Domain. This domain opens a portal to another dimension, letting you bounce your target to any world outside Douluo or into an empty thought space for permanent exile. Since he couldn't kill Ditian while he had the dragon god's claw, he'd just have to banish him. His mind made up, he unleashed the Space Exile Domain. Space shimmered, twisted, and then a vortex opened in the air. Before Ditian could even blink, he was yanked into it. No! A desperate roar ripped through the air as Ditian's body contorted like a paper doll caught in the spin, before he vanished into the whirlwind, leaving behind a single black dragon claw floating in the air. The beast god Ditian was gone. Silence descended over the beasts, even the Red King who never got the chance to throw down. Absolute, deafening silence. Chen Changfeng shifted back into his human form in the air, stretched out his hand to summon the dragon god claw back, and then, in another twist of space, Brigitte, Mr. Bear, and the Demon King were spat back out. Wolf King! Brigitte cried the second she reappeared, but when she saw him, she fell silent, as did Mr. Bear and the Demon King. Their eyes, like those of every other beast in Star Do Forest, were glued to the dragon god's claw in Chen Changfeng's hand. The beast god Emperor Tian. Dead? Why else would the dragon god's claw be in his hand? The Wolf King had taken down the beast god, Ditian. Facing Chen Changfeng floating in the sky, Mr. Bear was the first to bow to the ground, followed by the Demon King gathering his branches. King Red lowered his 3 heads, and Brigitte smiled with relief. A new beast god had been born in Star Do Forest. Chen Changfeng glanced down at the Lake of Life. Isn't this enough to get you riled up, Gu Yuna? Could be a blessing in disguise. Chen Changfeng's resolve hardened. He had felt how big of a threat just one Ditian was, and he knew Gu Yuna was on another level. He needed to kick things into high gear. Time was running out. Now the new beast god of Star Do Forest, Chen Changfeng got a few things settled. The 7 Treasures Glazed Sect, Tang Sect, and Shrek Academy were all eyeing him with suspicion. And with the Wuhun Palace's saint vanishing into the Star Forest, he had managed to piss off nearly every powerhouse in the human world. They wouldn't let it go. Chen Changfeng dove into the fray to get some peace of mind, so, he set Brigitte and the 3 other great beasts to watch over the Lake of Life and keep Ning Rongrong and the others safe. Chen Changfeng planned on heading up north to capture the Heavenly Dream Ice Silkworm and feed it to the 4 great beasts. Aside from getting stronger himself, he also needed the beast's Tribulation Lightning. If he could upgrade his lightning powers to Chaos Divine Thunder, he'd be able to stand up to a god. With everything set, Chen Changfeng slipped through a space gate and back into Douluo Continent. It was hard to ignore the fact that over the past few months, the legend of the Wolf Bandit had swept every corner of Douluo Continent. The Shrek 7 Devils, once champions of the continent's elite Soul Master competition, had 3 of their beauties snatched by wolves while training in Star Do Forest. Oscar, the support-type Soul Master, got offed on the spot. For that reason, Shrek Academy had declared war on the Star Luo royal family. But what shocked everyone wasn't just the dozens of soul saints sent by the Star Luo Empire vanishing without a trace. Even the 3 founding deans of Shrek Academy, the golden iron triangle that had once been the talk of the land, had never made it back. Everyone had a theory about what kind of creep this wolf thief was. Almost everyone on the continent knew what kind of fate awaited those women. Even now, female soul masters were too afraid to set foot in Star Do Forest. Suddenly, Sunset Forest and Frozen Forest became the go-to spots for hunting soul beasts and snagging soul rings, but there was one exception. The only person who had ever made it out of Star Do Forest alive was Bibi Dong of Wuhun Palace. Rumor had it she fought the Wolf Bandit for 3 days and nights. By the time the elders of Wuhun Palace had arrived, the 100,000-year-old Wolf Bandit had fled deep into the Star Forest. For this reason, Wuhun Palace's prestige had gone through the roof, but, for some reason, the Wuhun Palace had postponed the re-election of the 7 great sects that was supposed to happen. As the day for the re-election drew near, Bibi Dong of Wuhun Palace suddenly went into seclusion. it was announced that the re-election of the 7 major sects would be pushed back for 10 months, causing an uproar among the continent's major powers. Things must be serious, and all the while, nobody knew the wolf bandit was lurking in Star Do Forest. He was already out, and he happened to be passing by Wuhun Palace, homing in on the aura left on Bibi Dong. Chen Changfeng located her hideout in no time. A secret pocket dimension. Space was no obstacle for Chen Changfeng. Is she drinking while pregnant? Bibi Dong was sitting on a stone bench in the secret realm pavilion, drinking by her lonesome. She wasn't in her usual long gold dress. She was wearing a simple blue sarong that didn't hide her grace at all. Her face was pale, her features were exquisite and moving, her eyebrows were picturesque, and her big black eyes were dull, but still full of energy. And beneath the loose robe was a full, graceful figure that couldn't be hidden, completely out of reach for ordinary girls, asking for support.